Hello and welcome back to our tutorial. So we'd finished off with something like this. We had a few more boxes and crates I think in it. So here's our character. He moves left and right and we can jump. And so what we're going to look at now is making some moving platforms. So I have an image, a JPEG that I have created in Photoshop, which is fairly basic wee thing here. Now I haven't just right clicked and gone 2D, add sprite and then stretched it out as we did with the ground, and hopefully as we move on the reason for that will become apparent. So I'm just going to take my platform, drag and drop it in here and position it. So we'll put it near the ground and we'll start it about there. Okay, and we want to animate this, so let's just put a collider on it first so it actually has some physics. And now what I want to do, as we did before, is we want to make an animation. So we're going to go to the animation window and our platform is selected. We're going to hit create, and in our animations folder we'll call this one side platform 1. And what we did before was we dragged sprites into this window, which is a way of animating, but instead what we're going to do now is we want to animate a property of this, which is its transform. We're not interested in rotation or scale, but in position. So we're adding in position. So I'm going to zoom out here by rolling back the middle mouse wheel. So this is our starting position. We're going to scroll along here to second number 1. So after 1 second we'll have moved to there. We'll add in a keyframe. I'm going to select my original keyframe and go Control C, and then I'm going to click up here at 2 seconds and go Control V. So now what I have is an animation that jumps right or goes right and left. Okay, so I'm going to close this window and I'm going to press play, and we're going to see what we have. So our character will fall, and there's our platform, and we're going to try and jump on that platform, and we have issues trying to get onto the platform, and it moves beneath us and it's all just a bit messy. So this is a particularly difficult platform to land on because it's moving so quickly. So we're going to use this script here. So let's open that up in MonoDevelop. So it's got 4 lines of code. And basically we're using 2 things we haven't used before. So we're using this here, this function on collision enter, and then we're using on collision exit. So when there is a collision between the object that this script is on, so we're going to put this on the platform, so when there's a collision between the platform and another object, so you could put any word you wanted in here. This is the name of the other object for the sake of this script. So we could call it player 1, spaceman, we could call it whatever we wanted. So when this object collides with this object, do something. And what we're saying is that the Biffy, so this thing, it's the transform of its collider, set the parent of that to be this. And this is basically the transform, the movement of the object that this script is on. And then when we exit our collision, so if we jump off the platform, this parent is then null, so it's no longer valid. So let's see if we can get that to work. So we're going to take this script and put it onto the platform and press play. So now we still have an issue getting onto it, but once we land on the platform, it doesn't look very impressive down here because we have no background, but you can see here that the character is stuck to the platform. However, I can still move independently. Oh, I know what I'm doing here. I haven't clicked on something. So I can still walk as a child of this platform. I can still walk and move independently of it. And if you look here in the hierarchy, you can see that the player is a child of the platform. Now if I jump, you'll see he's no longer a player and he gets knocked over. Okay, So we can see that working. Now, there are some sort of problems with it. If I get hit by it, I can become its child because of collision to the side. Now there's ways around that. I can, instead of using a box collider, I could use an edge collider, and that would alleviate a collision from the side problem. I can do all sorts of other things, like a box can have more than one collider. So I could have a collider at the side, which would, hit me, so I wouldn't be able to jump onto the box, but not have that parenting effect on it. And then a separate collider that was inset just, a millimeter, that I would, when I landed on, be the child of the platform. So there's a few, ways around it. But this is our mechanic. So we're just going to do one more platform. So I'm going to drag it in again, and this one, what we'll do, whoops, let me just zoom there. This one we will put here, and we'll have it go up and down. So we'll rename this platform 2, and we'll go through the same procedure. So we'll go animation, create new animation, and put it in here. We'll call it platform up. Okay, so platform up, again we add a property. It's a transform property that we want to animate, and its position. We have a starting position. We move to 1 second. We'll raise it up, add a keyframe, go back to our original keyframe and go Control C, zoom out and go to 2 seconds, and then go Control V. And just to show you here, the animator for this has only one animation on it, and it's set by default to loop, which is very handy. So what have we not done with this? We haven't given it a collider. So let's go and do that. Let's add a physics 2D box collider, and then let's put this script on this item too, so we will be the child of it if we can. So let's see what we can do here. So we're gonna try and play our game. No, there we go, and I am not very good at my own game. Okay, I need to learn how to play my own game. So this this bottom one's moving too fast for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change its animation to make my life a little easier. So I'm going to bring this back to here. So now it's just moving, oops, to here. So we'll bring it back to about there, and we're going to add a keyframe. Okay, so now it should be slower. Yeah, I'm a wimp. So let's try and play this. We'll just see it in action. So now I can and jump up and down. Okay, so so that's what we're, so the mechanics of what we've done here, or what I've shown you here, are what we're going to use in class. And what I'd like you to do is better than what I've done there, which is to design a level that you can navigate with single jumps. And we will be adding in is grounded and all that goes with that. So yeah, we'll leave it there for now, and we'll work on this in class.